Good morning, students. So we are going through the chapter heredity and variation. In the last class, I explained you about the inheritance, the characters, or the heredity, which will the characteristics which will transmit from one generation to another generation. Okay, so today I just want to explain you about the Mendel's experiment. But before starting this topic, Mendel's experiment, you have to go through some important terms. So first, we will study about the few important terms. Then I will explain you about Mendel's experiment. In Mendel's experiment, today I will explain you about the monohybrid cross. So first, the word chromosome, all of you know what is chromosome. Chromosomes are the rod-like structure in the nucleus. It appears during cell division and it carries genes. So what are genes? Genes are the functional segment of DNA. Next, allele. Allele means one of the different forms of a particular gene. Allele is one of the most different form of a particular gene, occupies same position on a chromosomes. Okay. Next, hybrid. Hybrid means the mixture or an individual having two different alleles. If the two different alleles are present, or you can say the mixture, not a pure breed. Pure breed is different, like pure trait or pure breed, and hybrid means where they are having the two different alleles for the same trait. Next is uh, genotype. Genotype means the genetic composition of an individual. Genotype, the name itself says genetic composition. Next is phenotype. Phenotype is observable or measurable characteristics or physical characteristics that you can see, you can observe, that you can measure, and that is the phenotype. Next is dominant allele and recessive allele. These all terms will come again and again when we go through this topic, Mendel's experiment. Okay, so all of you learn these definitions of these terms. Then when I will explain this Mendel's, you can read. If you forgot, then you can revise it again. All these definitions. So dominant allele. The name itself says dominant, which is more dominant over the recessive, which is more expressive. So dominant allele, an allele whose phenotype will be expressed even in presence of another allele of that gene. Okay, so dominant means that is more dominant, or which is more expressible. So it is designated by, or it is written by the capital T. So dominant gene, or you can say the dominant allele, is represented by capital T. Next is recessive allele. Obviously, recessive will get masked over the dominant allele. When in the presence of dominant allele, the recessive allele can't show its phenotypic characteristics. Okay, it get masked. So an allele which get masked in the presence of dominant allele, and it is represented as small t. Next is homozygous. There are the two conditions are there, homozygous condition and heterozygous condition. So homozygous condition means a condition in which an individual possesses a pair of identical gene controlling a given character, which is breed true for the character. True breeds, it's called as homozygous condition. Means if the occurrence of two identical alleles for the tallness in P1 plant, P1 tall P plant. When I will explain you the cross, you can easily get these terms. Now you just learn this definition. When I will explaining you this cross, then you will be getting these terms over there. You just now learn that homozygous means whenever the condition in which the pure breed is we are getting, like if the that I told you, the dominant lead will be expressed as capital T, and if the pure breed will show in the first generation, that is the capital T, capital T. I will explain you the cross, then only you will be getting these all concepts. Next is heterozygous condition, a condition in which an individual has a pair of contrasting genes for any one character and will not breed true for this character. So obviously in this the pure characters are not there. So existence of dominant and recessive alleles in P1 in P plant. So here the existence of dominant and recessive allele both are present. Here only Identical alleles are present. Only the same alleles are present. Only the true characters breed were present. So these all are the terms, and the one like easy term, that is character. Character, as you know, the what do you mean by character? Um, the character is like the feature or characteristic of an individual, like color, height, no? So that is color. Trait. Trait means, I explained you in the last class also, trait is the inherited characters. Whenever I am saying the traits, so that is the inherited characters which will pass on from one generation to another generation, which comes from parents to offspring. So that is trait. And next is, if another term often comes in this heredity and evolution's cross, that is progeny. Progeny means a descent or offspring as a daughter organism. Progeny means daughter organism. Okay. So next terms we will see the monohybrid and dihybrid. So students, next the term is monohybrid cross. Monohybrid means the hybridization cross in which inheritance of only one pair of contrasting character is studied. In monohybrid cross, only one pair of contrasting characters is involved. And in dihybrid cross, inheritance of two pair of contrasting character is simultaneously studied. That I told you, all you terms get you get learn when I will explain you about the cross. Okay, now you just go through the definition, that after when I get explain you all both the cross, then you again go through these all terms, then only you can understand. Okay, so now we are starting up with the Mendel's experiment or Mendel's experimental material. So in the yesterday's class, I explained you this Mendel experiment was popular in the pea plant, or you can say it as a Pisum sativa. Okay, so the full name of so Mendel is Gregor John Mendel. So he studied in the pea plant, and why he selected the pea plant? Because the pea plant, he observed that pea plant is having these 7 contrasting characters. Contrasting means just opposite to, or you just say the just opposite from one character to another character, that is easily observable. So Mendel found these 7 contrasting characters, and he introduced the two crosses, that is monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. We will study it later. First, in the last class I also explained why he chose pea plant. All the points are there, you just go through that terms also, that it occupies small space, or it has short lifespan. Okay, so an annual nature of the pea plant, presence of easily detectable contrasting characters that you can see here, and the formation of large number of seeds, flower structure, enables cross pollination. But basically they are normally self pollinated, and the plants requires little care after. So these are the points for which Mendel selected the pea plant or Pisum sativum. So all of you learn these 7 contrasting characters, because while we are crossing, these all is very important to learn that what is the dominant character and which is the recessive character. Dominant means, now only I told you, which expresses itself. Okay, and recessive means which can't express itself in presence of dominant. So height, tall, obviously it is dominant. Recessive trait will be dwarf. Seed shape, round will be dominant. Wrinkled will be dominant, and wrinkled will be recessive. Seed color, yellow will be dominant, green will be recessive. Flower color, violet or purple, you can see, that will be dominant, and white will be recessive. Pot color means the covering of the pea plant, that is this pot color. Green is will be this is pot color, green will be dominant and yellow will be recessive. Shape of ripe color, so that is inflated, that is this pot color, that is green. So this is green and this is yellow pot color, and the shape is inflated and the shape is constricted. Flower position, this is axial and this is terminal. Axial means, see, this is leaves and here suppose the flower is there. This is axial position in the middle, and terminal, that in the, if in the terminal position the flowers are present. Okay, so these are the seven contrasting characters selected by Mendel, and by observing these seven contrasting characteristics, Mendel introduced the monohybrid cross. So now I will explain you about monohybrid cross. Students, now I explain you about the monohybrid cross. First you see the Mendel's took pea plant with different characteristics such as height. This is capital T and capital T. That is for the tall tree. Suppose this is a tall tree. And this is small t, small tree. Small t is for short plant. Okay. So now he crossed capital T with small t. So here the genes carry, it will be capital T. The genes carried, it will be small t. So first offspring will be produced by these two parents, that is capital T and small t. Capital T from this and small t from this parent. So the progeny produced will be capital T and small t. So here you will see that all offsprings will be tall. All tall offsprings can be seen. Why all tall offsprings can be seen? Because always dominant character will be shows its phenotype. And here the dominant character is capital T is there, and small t will get masked over the dominant character that I told you there already definition. That recessive character can't show its presence in the presence of dominant. So here all tall offsprings will be formed. So now for F2 generation, he will be this plant gets self-pollinated. After self-pollination, what will he get? He will be getting here capital T, then capital T, small t, then small t, capital T, then small t, small t. Here in the next generation, he will found, here this is called as F1 generation, and now this is called as F2 generation. He will found in the ratio of 3:1. 3 will be the tall tree and only 1 is dwarf. See how this is capital T, capital T. Obviously the presence of dominant character will show this tree will be tall. Here again capital T, small t. Again the dominant gene is present, so this plant also will be tall. And again this dominant gene is present, so this plant also will be tall. Here see, both the genes are recessive. So now only this plant will be dwarf, or you can say short. Rest all these three are tall because they are having the dominant trait or dominant character with it. Okay, that I told you, always dominant trait can express itself in presence of recessive. Recessive will get masked. Recessive can't show its characters. So here you will get the ratio of 3:1. So this is all about the monohybrid cross. So here you can see the law of dominance, that always in the presence of the dominant character, the recessive will get masked. So always this this experiment states that law of dominance, whereas this F2 generation states that the experiments that can states that law of segregation. Law of segregation means the characters get segregated when capital T, capital T, capital T, small t are phenotypically tall plants, whereas small t is short plant. So the single capital T is enough, no, to show the dominant character, as well as small t is there to show the recessive trait. So in F2 generation we see both the characters are recovered through one of these is not seen in F1 stage due to this gamete formation. The factor or allele, a pair of the factor or allele get segregated with each other and small t get formed. Okay, so this is called as law of segregation. That, see here, in the first generation this recessive trait was there, but it was not get expressed. Why it not get expressed? Because due to the presence of dominant trait. But now in the second generation it can be segregated here. It can be segregated means to differentiated, to get a separate identity. Here the dwarfness gets segregated here because they in the genotypic character they are already having the genes of small character, but it is having the gene but it can't show its character. But in the second generation it get again self-pollinated, it can get segregated. So this is all about the monohybrid cross. Okay students, so in the next class I will let you know about the dihybrid cross. So thank you for today's class.